On today's show, we'll be welcoming two enemies in a battle to gain each other's alliance. Dr. Victor Frankenstein and the monster have both suffered through traumatic experiences, from losing close family to rejection from everyone who fears the difference in someone's appearance. Both will give their sides of the story and their reasons to why they did what they did. Although, keep in mind, they might be pushing the limits of the rationale of their reasons. Okay, now let's give a warm welcome to our first guest of the night, the monster. Hello, welcome to the show. So, I want to get straight down to business. Tell us all about your experiences. Tell us what happened.
Thank you, Dr. Phil. It all started when I was first created. I had awakened and saw Victor leave with a facial expression that I knew nothing about. Taking a coat to cover my exposed skin, I went out to only find that showing my face only brought fear and fright and violence from mankind. Running into the woods, well, with only the nutrients of nuts and roots for days. I finally came across a small cabin where I kept myself hidden from the family in their hovel. There I learned to speak, feel emotion, and grasp the history of these unknown people. Slowly, as time passed, I began to understand their situation of poverty as well as their limited strength. With this in mind, being the amazing person I am, I helped gather wood to make their working days shorter. There eventually came a time when I gained the courage to make myself known to these people. And when it all happened, I was greeted with a sense of fear and rejection. This caused the only people who had ever been dear to me to flee from their home and my life. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. After being brokenhearted, my anger turned to the journal that I found in the coat pocket, which had belonged to my creator. From then on, I was ready to find my creator in a place called Geneva. On my way there, I encountered a small child drowning, in whom I proceeded to save. After saving her, I was attacked by a man who shot my shoulder. Ouch. It was that one too. Sorry. Soon after this experience, I stumbled upon a young boy, already enraged with the human race. When the small boy mentioned that he was a Frankenstein, it caused me to lose control in my emotions. I took the only evidence left on the young boy's lifeless body and painted it on an innocent woman sleeping. And I killed that boy. Following a short-lived meeting with Victor, I requested a female companion. I assumed he owed it to me, seeing as how he made my life a bottomless pit of misery. After a long debate of the pros and cons in this situation, Victor finally agreed under a few specific circumstances. I was overjoyed knowing I would finally have someone who would understand me and love me despite of my appalling looks. Sorry. It gets to me sometimes. I told Victor that I would monitor his progress on my comrade by checking up on him from time to time. During one of my visits, I saw him soon to be my soon to be hate my soon-to... I know, it hurts. I'm getting emotional just hearing this. Okay, it's okay. Just bring it in. Bring it in. I think you need the hug more than me. Okay. Keep going. We have to keep going. So yes, I saw my soon-to-be mate lying on a table almost completed. At that time, I smiled out of pure delight and shot an approving glance towards Victor, like this.
Keep going.
In that very moment, Victor tore apart the one thing that would have given me a future to look forward to. Following these events, since my creator took away my chance at happiness, I simply let Victor know that I would be with him on his wedding night. Later on, while walking along the beach, I recognized a familiar face and immediately remembered him to be a friend of Victor's. My actions spoke louder than my thoughts, and my hatred for Victor led to the death of his dear friend Henry. At this point, I was angry with Victor that I devoted my time to making the rest of his life miserable. With that being said, as promised, I arrived at the Frankenstein family cottage and took Elizabeth's life in the blink of an eye. Soon after I took his happiness away, he began to follow me everywhere. He was hunting me down, but I knew I was smarter, so I left small clues and tips on where to find me next. Victor chased me through the bitter Arctic and finally found his way to a ship, all while on the verge of death. I watched Victor from afar, but once he was gone for good, I was devastated knowing that the only being that would have ever understood me was gone forever.
Thank you. Now we're going to be able to see what Victor has to say about all that has been said right after this break.
Are you a monster that has been created from, spare human parts and look ugly like me and people having to run away from you and are frightened of you because of how you look? Well, now you can be friends with animals. With beneficial twists. Come here, boy. Come here, boy. Come here. You want a treat? There you go.
Results not typical. Really ugly monsters may require more treats to be effective.
Okay, so now let's welcome our next guest. His story is completely different from what has been said. Give a warm welcome to Victor Frankenstein. So, Frankenstein, welcome to the show. Now, tell us, what makes your side of the story so different from what's already been heard?
Well, I come from a loving family who looked out for nothing else but my happiness. You know, the people you killed besides my brother Ernest. I lived with the woman I loved since I was a child. You should remember my new wife, whom you also took the life from her, Elizabeth.
Sir, you're not talking to the monster. He's not on screen right now. It's your turn.
Well, nothing in my life could have been more perfect, but it all changed when I came up with the mindset of creating life from electrical currents. It was with all good intentions that I made this creature. I wanted to prove that I'm capable of creating life, and with it would come the satisfying taste of an accomplishment never before heard of. I spent countless days with no sleep and was extremely fatigued until the night of victory where my creature had awakened. The only problem was that when it became alive, it frightened me. I never knew that it would turn out the way it did! it brought true fear into my life. And from that, and all the sleepless nights, I fell very ill. My best friend Henry, whom you also killed.
No. It's not his time right now. Just talk to me. Okay. Talk to me.
Cared for me and my family, loved and supported me, although they didn't know that the monster existed! Once I'd gotten better, I received a horrifying letter exclaiming that my youngest brother, William, had been murdered! Do you understand? He's been murdered!
Calm down.
Okay.
This is all in the past. Just talk about it.
As soon as I had gotten to Geneva and saw the monster's shadow, I knew that it had to be him. William! I miss you, buddy!
Keep going, Victor, keep going.
Okay. So, he hurt a poor, innocent child and planted the murder on another pure soul. Justine. I wanted revenge and to also get my mind off of everything. This is the reason for which I had left to the mountains and came across the treacherous beast once again. He persuaded me to meet with him, and when he did, he told the whole story. The whole concept was to make me feel bad, to let him get away with murder, and to top it all off, he demanded a mate. I only accepted the request because of his threats towards my family. Once I got away for a while to be by myself to work, I began to think about all of the consequences that could come with the formation of a companion for the monster. I could not let so many things just happen. So when I saw him through the window, giving me that awful grin, I tore the body that had been partially put together apart and submerged it in the ocean. Right out there.
Like that one? Like that?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Threats came to me from him that he would be there on my wedding night. After that moment of conversing, he left, only for me to find out that he had killed my best friend, Henry, and accused me of murder!
Victor, I understand this is difficult.
Finally, being freed from prison and being able to go back home, I decided to marry Elizabeth, and on our wedding night, he strangled her, and a few days after her death, my father had died also. I knew that I had to get revenge for my family and friends. This is when I made the decision to follow him wherever he went, until I could kill him myself. Little did I know that the death of me was his breaking point.
I mean, that's very interesting. There seems to be a lot of sadness on both sides of the story. So, we're going to be bringing the monster out, and you two are going to come to a resolution of your problems right after this break.
Have you ever forgotten how to drink juice? Thankfully, I've got my Tide pen. Wow! Thank you, Tide pen.
Results not typical. Mad scientists may require more than one application to achieve desired result.
Okay, so now that you're both out here, I want you, both of you, to kind of think about what you've done to hurt the other and talk about it. Tell each other what's happened.
You left me alone and abandoned me!
You killed my
Are
family!
you serious right now?
Both of you. I know this is a very tense time, but you need to stay civil. This is how we get our feelings out. This is how we communicate and better ourselves.
If only he was there in my life, maybe I would know how to do that.
I understand your pain.
Do you?
Perhaps if we communicated, like, with each other, we would all get a better understanding of each other's pain. Hey now. Stay seated, please. No violence! No violence!
Dr. Phil! Dr. Phil! Dr. Phil!
No violence. I believe we've agreed on that. Now, talk to each Like this. You turn to him and you talk. Talk to him. He's your creation.
Should have never made you.
Hey,
Violence.
I should have killed you when I had the chance.
now, violence is not the answer, Mr. Monster.
He has. It's always worked that way.
Both of you now know violence is not the answer, so we need to talk to each other. Now, let's just stay here for a bit. Both of you.
Language we cannot
Please hurting my
understand.
feelings. No. No, Mom.
Do not mock him.
Him, Mr. Victor, he is your creation. Show him some respect. We are civil to each other. We're going to go to the tree. Okay?
Well, tell me, why did you kill William, Henry, and Elizabeth?
If only I knew how to control my feelings, maybe then. But you were never there for me. How was I supposed to know?
Hey, personal.
Space, sir. Personal space.
How was I supposed to know what's right from wrong?
Common sense!
Victor, let's not raise our voices. We're civil. Now, I'm really glad you two have kind of stopped with your violence and yelling, but now that we're there, at that point, I want you to talk about, what do both of you acknowledge that you did wrong? What do you realize needs to change in your, relationship? You're a creator and the creation. What should that be, and how do you get there?
Well, I should have never made you in the first place. It's very irresponsible of me.
I mean,
I guess murdering people isn't nice.
I shouldn't have left you.
I guess I'll stop murdering people. I do realize that what I did was wrong, okay?
I mean, me too, but you shouldn't have killed those people!
You shouldn't have left me, man! Father? Dad?
now, did you just see what happened? We just saw a creator and his creation come back together and be family once again. Do you have problems like these? Are you having rough times with your family and your friends? Talk to us at 1-800-PHIL. Now, we can learn to take responsibility for what we've done and not blame it on other people, because that just creates a vicious cycle of prolonged pain that no one needs in their life. Let's learn together.
I know! Sorry.
Genevieve.
Already enraged. Enraged! Soon to be raped. My soon to be my soon to be I almost said I already said that. Are you okay? My actions took over.
Oh, this part is messed up.
Oh my goodness, forever.
Don't laugh!
I reset.
I can't tell.
No, the people you killed besides my brother Ernest!
Wait! It wasn't Ernest, it was William!
Good thing you got it!
Okay.
Wife! Whom you also took you took the life of her, Elizabeth, from electrical currents.
Okay.
Do you need help?
You're like, it.
Sorry, Had to have been him. Oh, wow! Willie! I miss you, buddy! And to top it all off, he demanded a mate.
Okay. No, you still have to be here.
I do?
Yeah, because this break. I already winked.
Oh!
Right after this break.
Hey. Right after this break. Right after this break.
YouTube and be like, hey Willie, check this out. Okay. Maybe I would know how to do that. I understand. Hey now. Stay seated, please. No violence. No violence. Dr. Phil! Dr. Phil! Dr. Phil! Doctor! I need a doctor! I really almost broken my hip bone. No, doctor. Okay, let's take that from him. Now how's that working for you? Oh, get real. What on earth were you thinking? Get a grip, man. We have to keep going.